Welcome to this multiplayer guide to Forza Motorsport. I know you guys and girls want to win online. I'm going to give you some secret tips here that are really going to help you. Stuff I've learned from playing the game all the way through early access. You're going to start here in the qualifier series. So you cannot do these spec and open events until you complete your qualifiers. And you have to do 3 races. So you click join event here, and it's going to load you into the event. Now, you only have 1 car to use for the spec series, the qualifier series, which is the Honda Civic. If you're limited on credits, I wouldn't really bother buying this car. Let me show you how that works here. So we'll come to Grand Oak. You can see that the practice ends in 6 minutes. That's practice and qualifying, actually. So don't get caught out by that. I'm going to show you lots of stuff here that you shouldn't get caught out by. So first, you go to your car, and you need to be doing this. So you can see here that we've got a selection of tyres. Wet, soft, medium, hard. Generally speaking, medium seems to be the best tyre for these races. You can try the soft tyre, but you might end up with really bad tyre at the end. Make sure that you update the fuel. Now, what I would recommend doing is that you set this really low for qualifying. Do 3 laps for your qualifying, but then for the race, do not forget to put more fuel in the number of laps. If you don't, you're going to run out of fuel. So please, please, please don't forget to do that. I see a lot of people starting the grid with like less fuel in the car, and I genuinely don't understand why. But you can see here we've got the event info, 8 laps race, 3 laps qualifying, all in the same car. This is all about getting your ranking, basically just completing it. It's like rookies in iRacing if you've done that. Gran Turismo doesn't force you to do anything like this, interestingly. So what you would normally do is you would go in and do your practice, do your qualifying, and then it's going to grid you up and you do the race. So there's going to be 3 of those races to do, and they're really good fun. I had a lot of fun. You can see the videos that I did of those races. Absolute carnage, like quintessential Forza, and that's where you can make your mistakes and learn from your mistakes. So don't worry about it too much. And then once you've done those 3, you don't have to get any particular result in terms of a position. But once you've done them, these 3 here, you can see Grand Oak, Laguna Seca, and Hakone. The Hakone race was a lot of fun. Then you unlock the spec events and the open events. This is where it gets really, really, really interesting. So your spec events, what does that mean? It means that upgrades do not apply to the cards. So every car is not upgraded. That doesn't mean every car is equal. I really want to emphasize that because it's something you can fall foul of. So we look at this one, GTX, in National Circuit Reserve. You can see on the front here of the actual spec thing, they've got a Audi Quattro. And coincidentally, perhaps, you want to be driving this really in Audi Quattro. Now, this is the car that I have, I believe. That's my car, my Oldsmobile. It's an 812 indication level. But if you look at the Audi Quattro here, that is 832. So if I go in there with my 812, it's just not going to be as fast. So basically, the best car for this race is the Quattro, and also the Quattro is just a lot better to drive as well. We'll go in and join it, and we'll see what people have got. Quite a few people in the Audi, and you can see it's 832. So this guy here, he might have that car. Maybe it's something you get with the VIP, but he's 20 PI points lower than we are, so he's just going to struggle. The Audi is the best car for this race. You'll see a lot of people winning it in the Audi, unless you're very good at driving another car. So the event info here, by the way, I'll show you that you can't tune it. So tuning is grayed out because it's a rental, but you wouldn't be able to tune it anyway. And the tyres here also locked, and that locks also in wet conditions. So you can still change the fuel weirdly. I'm surprised they don't lock that at a standard amount of qualifying, standard amount for the race. So again, make sure you don't underfuel. However, in these particular races, I find that you nearly always need to do a pit stop. So let me show you some other cool stuff in spec series. Look at this Mazda series in the Mazda Formula car. For some reason, it's only starting at 1:40 a.m. But it looks really, really, really fun. So you see 1:40, 2:10, so every half an hour. It looks like this is an absolutely awesome playlist to do. So this is all spec series, spec Formula racing. Should be incredible. Touring cars. This is what you would have been used to in the introduction series. So you can actually drive the Honda here. I'll join this one again so we can see what we can do. I have quite a few touring cars that have been given to me, and the Volkswagen Golf GTI seems to be a really good one. So you can see the Civic here is 693 and the GTI is 720. It's actually even in a different class. So again, there's a big discrepancy there. In terms of everything that you could have, buy or rent, is there anything better than the GTI? No, there isn't. So again, I would recommend going in the GTI. It's quite a well-balanced car as well. Then you've got Forza GT. These are in the GT cars. Let me have a look here and see which is going to be the best car in GT. The Audi R8, which has looked pretty good, is 836. Corvette, which has looked pretty good, is 833. The Dodge, wow, is really good. Right, let's go to open events. Here we go, open events. These are the Spotlight series. This is the really cool thing where it's a weekly thing that goes and you end up tuning your car. So this is meant to go hand in hand with single player. So basically you would buy this Dodge Viper and you would actually spend time upgrading it. Now I want to show you here things you need to be careful about in open series. So it's pretty stupid me right now doing this race. So I bought the Dodge Viper. You can see here, look at the performance indicator. So my 710 stock, this guy is rolling with an 800. So his car is significantly better than mine. You can see that his acceleration is 6.5, mine is 5. His speed is 6. Mine is faster. His handling's a lot better. Basically, his car's got a much higher performance indicator because he might have upgraded that car till the max, got it to level 50 or whatever. So you've got to be super, super, super careful. But if you went in here and you were really struggling, it's not you, it's the car. It might also be you, but it's definitely the car. So the event here, you can see we can go in and tune it, but I can't upgrade it. So I can apply my tune. I think I might be able to go into the setup manager and find a really good tune to bring it up to 800, but it will probably complain. So this tune would go up to 800. Let's double click it. If I download and install, it's going to require that many car points, which I don't have. So I can click allocate, but it ain't going to work. You do not have enough car points. So this is the controversial bit about Forza, but what that means is, and I really see what they're trying to do, and I actually hope they don't change it. I hope they succeed. It means that everyone in this race who's going to be competing with an 800 PI car will have spent a lot of time basically doing track days in their car, upgrading their car, getting to know their car. They're going to be experiencing the car. And that's a little bit like if you went to a track day in real life, everyone there will have spent time tuning their car, getting new brake pads in, new tyres, and you're sort of all on the same level. So I can really see what they're trying to do. This will be good for people who maybe aren't the fastest drivers, but have deep car knowledge. And I remember when I was racing Mazdas this week, I was racing against some people that probably weren't as fast drivers as me, but they really knew the car. They really knew the gear ratios. They knew the torque band. They knew the brakes. They knew where to position their car. And it was kind of interesting to do that. So I think there's going to be some really fun racing here if you're a proper car fan. Right, let's go back here. The class series, again, this is open. R class and A class, I think these are going to cycle. So again, these are PI limited races. This is actually much similar to what you had in Forza Motorsport 7, isn't it? So this is like the traditional Forza Motorsport 7 experience where you might have cars in completely different styles. You can see here, and this is what I actually didn't like about Forza Motorsport 7. You would get for me, a lot of people don't say this, but the real reason for Forza Classic Turn 1 is because some cars have got massive engine, no brake. Some cars have got brakes, no engine. Some cars are handling. Some cars are power. But they're all maxed out to the PI in different ways. But they're all completely different cars. And that's what we're going to have here. The fact that you're going to have that Formula car against, I don't know, like this car or that car is going to be a bit of a mess maybe. But if you like that, then you've got it in open events. And these are going to rotate, I believe, so you have different classes. But the Spotlight stays current through the week. I like what they're doing. They've given this a lot of thought. It's really simple. I like the fact that you start off in an intro. That's really nice. Doesn't have a Gran Turismo. I like the fact that we've got 4 different races here, which is more than you get in Gran Turismo. You only get 3. Daily Race A is a bit weird. I like that we have open races here, which you don't get in Gran Turismo. And I like that we have a Spotlight series. So I actually really like the multi. And the main thing I like, actually, I love the concept that you go in, you enter, and that is your qualifying period. You have 3 qualifying laps and the rest is practice. And if you own the car, you're going to be upgrading your car points. I love that. I hate how in Gran Turismo, you know, you're up against people who are able to sweat it because qualifying is for the whole week. And I think it puts off a lot of people who work during the week to play, because if you just log on for an evening, you won't have the time to qualify compared to people who do. But Forza have navigated that. Is there enough stuff to do? It's 10:18 p.m. So I've got to wait 22 minutes there. That one's a bit weird. I've got to wait 12 minutes for that one, and that one I've got to wait 7 minutes. I mean, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So yeah, I really like it. Let me know what you think though. Make sure you're subscribed as well. You don't want to miss my Forza content, and I really appreciate it. And I will see you. I'll see you next time.